Need food. We gotta get food. It's time to get food. Hurry up, truck. Time to get food. Yeah. Time for that food. Time for that food. No, they shouldn't do this. This shit's just parked on the street like this. Shouldn't do that. It's ridiculous, man. Alright, let's see here. Gotta get some food. Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? I'm just hungry. Oh man. So you guys know we are not interacting with chat while we're driving, just so you guys know. It's the sort of thing where type all day long, I ain't gonna interact with chat until I come to a full and complete stop, and even then I usually ain't gonna read it and interact with it until I'm at my destination. So to let you all know, that is the deal. Even if I see it moving a little bit, I'm just gonna ignore it and watch the road. So just to let you all know, that's the sort of thing I'm just gonna ignore it and watch the road. I know probably most people can't do that. Sometimes you just gotta ignore stuff, you know. You can't just yeah, I mean, I know the regular thing is that generally speaking, people can't do that, but yeah, I mean, like, you can't ignore, you got some problems. I mean, it's as simple as the priorities. I mean, like if, even if I had something hot in my hands and I'm about to spill it all over my lap, and I have the lid off. I mean, I've done this before. This is why I'm using this as an example. You know, like, it's the sort of thing, I got a hot coffee in my hands, lid's open, I'm drinking it, I have accepted that responsibility, and now I need to stop and use my hands in the wheel. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna literally just drop the coffee, spill it everywhere, and put my hands in the wheel. I'm not going to like endanger somebody to not spill my coffee. Like, look, you really need some IQ points if that's your first thought. Don't spill your coffee. Like that in my opinion is low IQ, when you can't prioritize life versus inconvenience. Yeah, I have had to do this plenty of times, and this is the reality, is that most people won't. Most people really won't. They won't forgo an inconvenience for, you know, like something that's very obviously endangering somebody else. You know, like all the people that I see flying up behind me that are just swerving back and forth, speeding and shit. Yeah, I mean, kind of like that. You know, it's like, well, they didn't logically deduce that doesn't help them get to their destination any faster. They're just being aggressive, possibly pressuring the person in front of them to do something erratic, and they themselves are becoming more upset just at their own decision to do that. So, you know what I mean? Like when that is the example of sort of the average driver these days, I am worlds beyond that. It's the sort of thing where, like, not only can I remain calm, but I can prioritize the fact that if I, again, had to spill something all over myself versus life, versus endangering lives or my own, yeah, I'm going to choose to just spill something. Choose the inconvenience. It's messed up if you don't, you know? Like, I remember, like, I was, like, letting this thing into something, and, like, I saw it was getting ready to slide back and would have, like, hit this lady in the face, and it was something heavy. And I literally chose to smash my finger and keep it where it is. Finger smashed. That's what I literally chose, to smash my finger and not hit her and drop it on my finger, then let it slide back and all the way down into her face. So the point was, smash my finger, or this lady's gonna get hit in the face with a huge piece of furniture. Yeah, smash my finger. Like, literally correct decisions at points where, like, you know, you could make a really bad choice and harm somebody, you know. I'm really not, like, trying to complicate this today, guys. I just need some food after work. It's that simple. If McDonald's is full, I'm going to Wendy's. It's literally that simple. McDonald's looks like it's wrapped around, and Wendy's has nobody in it. It's literally that simple. And I'll probably get better food at McDonald's anyway. Or Wendy's, I mean, anyway. Yeah, look at this. I am not going to bother. Literally not even gonna bother. It ain't gonna move. Yeah, it ain't gonna move. I'm just gonna sit there. I'm probably gonna get the wrong order. I'm probably gonna get crap food. I'm gonna pay a lot for it. There's nobody at the window. I'm going to Wendy's. So I'm gonna grammar Nazi that last comment. Yeah, I'm gonna grammar Nazi that last comment. That last comment, you did not spell drive properly. This is not how you spell drive-through. You do not spell it like through something. Like, yeah, I'll give you props for knowing how the word through is spelled, but that's not how you spell drive-through. It's T-H-R-U. It's hyphenated. Drive-through.
Welcome to Wendy's. What can I get for you?
Yeah, can I get a number one meal, please? Just a medium, and just a single. Can I get on the sandwich? I just want ketchup. Just ketchup and cheese on the sandwich, please.
Only ketchup, and you want it medium?
Yeah, medium, and a Coke, please.
Say that again?
Medium and a Coke, please.
Okay. Single only ketchup medium. What does that say? XNL?
That's it.
1080 second window.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about saying the word Coke, but nobody hears it. Nobody hears it. You have to say Coca-Cola because they don't hear it. It's one syllable. It's quick. Almost every single person that I order Coke, they don't hear it. They go, "What?" It's every single fucking time. Hello. Not saying it. Thank you.
Well, you can never that door.
Thanks. Look how quick I got my food. And McDonald's drive me wrapped around. Hold on. Let's make sure it's right. Because I got the wrong food last time. I actually did. I had to come back. I got the wrong food. No, they made it right. They made it right. Okay. So. No problem. The main thing, I don't know, because I didn't run. Say boldly go. That one has gone before. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. It was a theme song for my second favorite show ever. My favorite show ever sounds something like this. true story. Quantum Leap. The original Quantum Leap. That's my favorite show of all time. The really weird thing is, it's also another content creator's favorite show of all time. And I didn't even know that until somewhat recently. I have no idea. Apparently we had the favorite show, exact same favorite show. Crazy. How much you have in common with certain people. I literally just grew up watching it. Like, it was always on Sci-Fi. It was always playing. Like, they would run reruns and marathons and shit. It was always on there. But I mean, even when it was new, that was the point. I loved it. Like, new. Lots of guest appearances on the show too. But Scott Bakula ended up becoming a very fan favorite in like sci-fi and stuff because of that show. And he ended up actually being, that's right, Captain of the Enterprise. Quite literally too. Yeah, because remember, he was captain on the show Enterprise. That's right. First one. I thought it was Kirk. I thought it was Kirk. Scott Bakula. Go watch the show. The annoying thing is it started to get good right when I canceled it. It was starting to get really good. It's so stupid. He was great. He's always great. Scott Bakula's man. Dude can act. Yeah, I loved him for that role. I really did. I feel like every captain that they've chosen has been so solid. I even feel like Jonathan Frakes are in it too, like you know, during the episodes and stuff where they would go to the future and he's a captain or something, you know. I feel like he really did earn that, and you know, all throughout the show, the whole point was that he could have easily taken a captain position anytime, literally anytime, like that. The whole point was that he was every bit as qualified as Jean-Luc Picard. It's just that he wanted to be on the Enterprise. Yeah. Troy was there too, obviously. His heart was there, but no, like flat out, he single-handedly saved that ship so many times when Picard was, you know, not there when he was supposed to be, right? Right? Yeah. That was his whole point, was when he had an overly qualified first officer. He of course wanted to have some fun on the away missions, but as Riker, like they just had this funny rapport back and forth where obviously Riker wanted to protect him and wanted him to stay safe on the ship, and obviously the other way around. And it was kind of obvious that it was more like who gets to have the fun and who gets to stay behind. It was great. It was great. Data was always my favorite, though. Data, I loved Q as well. But Data was always my favorite. Brent Spiner, man. Brent Spiner. Data was so funny. I loved that he had a cat. He just has a cat. An android with a cat. It was amazing. Yep. He was my character for sure. And it was really cool. Him and Geordi were always really good friends, and they would have a back and forth. It was always funny. And in the episode where Q decided to gift him with something, remember the gift that he gave him? The gift of briefly experiencing laughter, like legitimate laughter. That was so cool. That was so cool. Brent Spiner nailed that too. It was like perfect, in my opinion, because the point is like it has to be like exaggerative because it would be extreme. It would be the first time he's ever feeling it and the only time. And so yeah, it would be a burst and it would be extreme. And yeah, I think he nailed it. And it was so funny too. It was so unexpected, so funny, and then it was just over. Exactly the way it should be, the android just succumbing to the no emotions again, I loved that. That was really cool. That was really cool. So, if you're unfamiliar with the show, basically Q is like this energy-like being. Basically, he doesn't really know boundaries. And he's always screwing with Picard, and he's always like trying to take over the ship and stuff. And the point is, this dude can literally just turn nothingness into reality, create matter. He can just snap of his fingers, they're on the other side of the universe. That's how, yeah. So this guy just screws with the Enterprise. And the crazy thing is, with how genius Picard is and all of them, they actually figured out a way to help him with his situation. It's kind of awesome how they did it. And so, as a way to thank them, he gifts the android, one of the officers on the ship, Data. He gifts him briefly with the experience of laughter, because Data has always, basically part of his programming to want to be more human. So it's always so funny to see him try to be more human, try to practice these certain things. And it's just so funny to see him be an android, but try to do it. And Brent Spiner did an excellent job. But I basically gifted him briefly in that episode with the gift of laughter as his gift, so that he would know what it feels like to actually feel laughter. And I thought that was really cool. Really, really well written. Really well written. That's why I like those shows. It's not just sci-fi. It's like, wow, that's really good. Good writing. It's such a timeless show. That's why I like Quantum Leap too. You can learn massive life lessons from these things. And that's why I like Next Generation. Massive life lessons. The amount of times Picard single-handedly put some huge array of ships, like with all their guns pointed at them in their place, and like just somehow came out on top. You know what I mean? Like, I remember the one time he actually talked somebody down from a situation like that because he's Picard. And it was so real. It wasn't bullshit. It wasn't like, that's not even close to believable. It was literally like, wow. That was actually a powerful speech. And no lie, it probably would have worked in that situation. Like the sort of thing where he does the exact job he's supposed to do. They're supposed to be a peace ship about like exploration. They're not like, it's not a warship. The Enterprise actually is often outgunned. So like, it's just, they get into some shit. And yeah, he's got to think his way out, basically. Really interesting situations they get into, and with like cool, like imaginative science they get out of it. You know, it's like, it's true nerdom. It really is. That's why nerds always loved it. But I'm just astonished at how many people, you know, where the popular thing today is kind of to be a nerd, you know, play video games and watch nerdy things. I mean, geez, the Big Bang Theory took care of that for us. Yet nobody's watching Star Trek The Next Generation and stuff like those guys did. So I think that's the next step. I think everybody needs to start getting life lessons from Picard and Riker and in Kirk, you know, even the original. But honestly, I think the original is kind of lost on the new generation. The Next Generation had a lot less cheesiness involved, and it was done a lot more in a way that was, in my opinion, believable for the screen. Less sort of cheesy. They got away from the, you know, like when Kirk was on the show back in the original, you know, like, all right, so the martial arts was cheesy enough. Like, it wasn't actually that bad on Next Generation. It really wasn't that bad. On the original Star Trek, yeah, I mean, that's where it lost it for me. Because like how many times do you see Kirk like double somebody over, and then they like take both their hands and go like this and hit him in the back? And I'm thinking to myself, who does that? Who crosses their hands when they're like, what? It's just one of the most unnatural things you can think of. And they're like, that's how people are going to hit people in the future, you know, or something like that, you know, because it was the 70s, you know, so they're like, yeah, the future, people are going to do things different. No, it's still, no, people have fought the same way they always have. I mean, like, martial arts is thousands of years old, man. Like, it's, no, you are gifted with the extremities that you have. You know, a tiger fights the way it fights, a lion fights the way it fights, a snake fights the way it fights, and a human fights the way they fight. You're not going to suddenly change that just because you're in sci-fi and you're in the future, you know. And I like the Next Generation in that sense, where they recognized a lot of those things. And I like how realistic it seemed at times. Obviously we kind of know now that the human race is sort of doomed. Like, no, not everybody is going to decide to, because that was the explanation in the Next Generation. The explanation was that at a certain point, because we created the technology, the materializers that would materialize food and stuff, they had those on the ship. So because we created that technology to sort of materialize whatever we wanted, the idea was that they were able to forego modern conveniences. They didn't have any desire to have them anymore because they could just make whatever they wanted from these materialized machines. So here's the problem with that is first of all, you can't do that. The technology to do that, it's the sort of thing where you start getting into black matter and stuff like that and start understanding how you would have to do that. It's probably never going to happen. And then not only that, even if it does, the reality that humans would still get over their disagreements, essentially, the way they feel about things. I just don't think, I think it would get worse. Yeah, I don't think it, yeah, I mean, like yes, I agree, it should do that, but no, I think people are inherently broken at this point and want war, and we see that in the Next Generation. And in my opinion, that's actually a good aspect. Like the whole point is that, well, the Federation, since they were exposed to that, they know better, and generally speaking, people of our society and our society, the Federation, do know better. But like Khan and all the other people, you still have your criminals, and you still have your people that do think differently and want to cause chaos. So that's the point, is it's not everybody, but for the most part. They brought Khan back for the remake movies. Star Trek Into Darkness, when the second movie, believe it or not, that's Khan. If you guys never saw the second Star Trek movie with Chris Pine and all that, please watch it. I actually thought it was pretty good. And Benedict Cumberbatch plays Khan. You guys know that? Yeah, Doctor Strange, Sherlock. Yeah, he plays Khan, the bad guy. Yeah. Go watch it. It's freaking awesome. And he nails that role. He is Khan. Like, I loved him in that role. I could sit here and talk freaking Star Trek all day. Love Next Generation. I like, again, my favorite TV show of all time is Quantum Leap, as you guys know. I keep saying that. But again, remember, it's the original Quantum Leap, not that stupid remake they did. The original. Like the 80s show. With Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell. It's the 80s original. Yeah, 80s original. Scott Bakula, Dean Stockwell. Quantum Leap's a great show. I have a question. Why was there a concurrent hanging out in here until I started moving the vehicle forward? Just curious. Now, if you wanted to come in and admit to all of us that you're watching the stream to essentially basically track and stalk. Because I know you are, but whatever. It's so obvious. Start moving concurrent leaves. Yeah, so I liked The Next Generation. What you have to realize is that if you start watching Star Trek The Next Generation, please be understanding of the first season and just ignore the mistakes. They were not necessarily planning on the show doing well. And yeah, there was a little bit of little tiny bit of a hiccup with Data and some of the writing and stuff surrounding him and the cast. But the second season, nope. On forward from the second season, you really won't have continuity issues and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll admit that first season, Data, you know, he didn't have the paint on his skin as vividly as the rest of the seasons, and he definitely acted less android-like in that first season. And then there was some other things too. But you have to understand that Brent Spiner, like, and at the time a relatively new actor too, he had to kind of get used to that. Like, that's a really tough role, to wear all that makeup and then animatronic, you know, like jerk your head around all the time. I just, and then, like, obviously, you know, we know androids now aren't going to be like that, you know, the technology, you know, like, so, like, the fact that they actually thought that that's how they would be, you know, just it does show a little bit of the age of the show too. But you know, realize that show started in the late 80s too. It did. continued into the 90s. But, you know, I mean, that was, they built that bridge, you know, like they were there, you know, that was amazing, you know, and just, I don't know, I can't even explain, you know, the first time I watched it straight through and all that, just what it meant to me, you know. All the characters, you know, and then growing up with it too, you know, seeing as the episodes had come out. I still remember the time. You guys know the Picard meme, the meme you guys all see, where Picard's like throwing his hand up in the air and he looks like he's complaining about something. I still remember that episode. I think it was one of the only times he said, "Why the hell?" Like he was actually dumbfounded by like the ignorance of something, you know. Just loved it. I think he was like, "Why the hell?" or something like that, you know. I forget exactly what he was saying, but it was just like very obvious Picard was not having it. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.